So here we have the higher level function style questions, and we want to draw each of the following functions between -2 and 2. So if x equal to -2, y is equal to -2 minus 1, which is -3. If x is equal to -1, y is -1 minus 1, which is -2. If x equal to 0, y is equal to, in brackets, 0 minus 1, which is -1. If x is 1, y is equal to 1 minus 1, which is 0. If x is 2, y is equal to 2 minus 1, which is 1. So there are your set of points that you're going to use to draw the graph. So the first point is -2 down to -3, -1 down to -2, 0, -1, 1 to 0, and 2 up to 1. So the first function is your linear function, a straight line, like so. Now the second function is called a quadratic. Again, it's between -2 and 2. So when x is equal to -2, y is equal to 2 minus, and in brackets, -2 squared, which gives you -2. When x is -1, y is equal to 2 minus -1 squared, which is equal to 1. When x is 0, y is equal to 2 minus 0 squared, which is 2. When x is 1, y is equal to 2 minus, in brackets, 1 squared, which is 1. And when x is 2, y is equal to 2 minus, in brackets, 2 squared, which is -2. And again, we're going to plot these points on our graph. So -2 down to -2, -1 up to 1, 0 up to 2, 1 up to 1, and 2 down to -2. So when you join your graph, you should get something like so. And that's your quadratic function. Now this is a different type of graph. So x equal to -2, 2 to the power of -2 is equal to, use your calculator, 2 to the power of -2 is 1/4. When x is -1, 2 to the power of -1 is equal to 1/2. When x is 0, 2 to the power of 0 is 1. When x is 1, 2 to the power of 1 is 2. So this x is not equal to 2x. Okay. When x is 2, 2 to the power of 2 is 4. So when you join this graph then, -2 up to 1/4, -1 up to 1/2, 0, 1, 1 up to 2, and 2 up to 4. Your graph will look something like so. Okay, so there's the first 3 graphs for you, all drawn between -2 and 2 in the domain. Okay. So this is number 2, and this is a quadratic function again. So we have, the function is h of x, so we have h of x. On a particular day from 12 noon to 5 p.m. So 12 noon, 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock. Okay? Because it says on a particular day from 12 noon to 5 o'clock, and X is the time in hours after 12 o'clock, 12 noon. So on the axis below, between 0 and 5. So there's our function. So if X is 0, 10 times 0 squared minus 50 times 0 plus 130 is equal to 130. When X is 1, 10 times 1 squared minus 50 times 1 plus 130 is equal to 90. When X is 2, 10 times 2 squared minus 50 times 2 plus 130 is equal to 70. When X is 3, 10 times 3 squared minus 50 times 3 plus 130 is also equal to 70. When X is 4, 10 times 4 squared minus 50 times 4 plus 130 is equal to 90. When X is 5, 10 times 5 squared minus 50 times 5 plus 130 is again equal to 130. So we have 0 up to 130, 1 up as far as 90, 2 up to 70, 3 up to 70, 4 up to 90, and 5 up to 130. So your graph will look something like so. Okay, so use your graph to answer the following questions. So what's the height of the water at 12 noon? So at 12 noon, the height of the water is 130 meters, because it tells us that the function, this is the height and this here is the time on the x-axis. Okay, so estimate the height of the water at its lowest point. So the lowest point is somewhere down here, and that's about 65 meters. So the lowest point down here, that's the lowest point. After 12 noon, so after 12 o'clock, how long did it take? So how long did it take before the water was at its lowest point? So 12 o'clock to 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock, at its lowest point was at 2:30 p.m. Okay, that's when the water was at its lowest point. And that's a typical exam question for 40 marks. So you'd have 10 for your graph, 15 for your table, 5, 5, and 5. Okay. And the next question. G is the function, so we're going to find the value of g of 3. Will be 3 take away 1. So x is 3, which is 2. And when x is minus 2 take away 1 is minus 3. So there's two values. And now we're going to use the same axis for this function f of x between minus 2 and 3. So when x is minus 2, 2 times minus 2 squared minus in brackets minus 2 minus 6 is equal to 4. When x is minus 1, 2 times minus 1 squared minus minus 1 minus 6 is equal to minus 3. When x is 0, 2 times 0 squared minus 0 minus 6 is minus 6. When x is 1, 2 times 1 squared minus 1 minus 6 is equal to minus 5. When x is 2, 2 times 2 squared minus 2 minus 6 is 0. When x is 3, 2 times 3 squared minus 3 minus 6 is 9. So we want to draw those graphs on an x and a y axis. So we have room down here. Our x and y axis. So 0, 1, 2, 3, minus 1 and minus 2. And we need to get up to 9. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 on the y-axis. X-axis. Down to minus 6. Minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4, minus 5, minus 6. Okay. So minus 2 all the way up to 4. Minus 1 to minus 3. 0 to minus 6, 1 to minus 5, 2, 0, and 3 up to 9. And your graph should look something like this. Like so. Okay. And to draw the line g of x, so we have, that's f of x. We also have to do g of x. So when we put in 3, we got out 2. So 3 up to 2. And minus 2 down to minus 3 will give you a straight line like so. So that's g of x. And this here is f of x.